Hello, in this video I'm going to go over how you get set up in Cengage. First of all, you log on to Canvas, make sure you're on the dashboard, and then look for your Financial Accounting Course Shell. Click on the Financial Accounting Course Shell, and that will take you into the course. Now on the links, the course syllabus will have all the information regarding the course, your syllabus for the course, and modules will have all your materials for the course. So to connect our Canvas into Cengage, where we'll be doing our homework, and also Cengage contains the ebook, I will click on Modules. Now what I want to point out to you is above Module 1, there is a module that says Ebook and Cengage Support. The ebook link will take you directly to the textbook for the course, and of course an electronic version that you'll see on your computer or device. If you have any technical issues with the Cengage part itself, click on this link. It will take you to Cengage Technical Support. You will fill out a ticket. It will give you a ticket number and a phone number that you could call if you'd like to process it quicker. So to connect our Canvas course into Cengage and to get signed up for Cengage so that you're able to do your intro activities, homework, and other activities, you can click on any of the Cengage activities. As far as Module 1 goes, our Cengage activities will be the Introduction activity, Chapter 1 Practice, and Chapter 1 Homework. Since Introduction activity is the first one, let's go ahead and use that link. So I'm going to click on the link that says Chapter 1 Intro Activity. Now I'm already connected to Cengage. If you've not used Cengage before, at this point you will need to set up an account. It will take you through those steps. Be sure to use your Butler email, your school email, as you set up this account. Then once it's set up, every time you click on any of the links for Cengage, it will take you directly to a page that has a link that will take you directly to that assignment in Cengage. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the link. This will take me directly to the intro activity for Chapter 1. Notice it is loading up Cengage in a new window. Sometimes it takes a second here, so we'll let it process. Go ahead and you'll click on Enter Cengage Now To. Now, it automatically comes up to the assignment that you clicked on in Canvas, which is the Chapter 1 Intro Activity. So I will click on Start Assignments Now, and that will take me to the assignment for Chapter 1 Intro Activity. Now, one thing that I want to explain is that the intro activities, you get one try at each one. So you only get one choice, one try at each of the questions. So for a lot of the intro activities, there's a link for a video to watch. Those videos are closed caption. You'll watch the video and you'll answer, in this case, 3 questions. You can also refer to your textbook as well to help you answer these questions. Once you're done with that one, you'll go on to the second one. Again, there's a video to watch and some questions to answer. Then you'll go on to the third one, all the way through till you finish the very last one. Now, the assignments are not timed. You don't have to do it all at once. If you decide that you want to save and go back to it at a later date, down at the bottom is a Save and Exit in gray. You can use that Save and Exit as many times as you want. Now, do not hit this blue Submit for grading until you are done with all of the exercises. So in other words, when I'm done with all 7 of these that are assigned for this particular intro activity, then I will hit the Submit for grading. Okay. Now I want to show you some tabs at the top. Your Assignments tab will show you all open assignments, those that are not completed, and those that are available. Okay. Your Gradebook tab will show you your current grades I've not done any assignments here, so that's why no grades are there. And what happens is your grade from Cengage will automatically transfer over into the gradebook in Canvas. Give it about 24 hours to make sure that it does that. And if you don't see it transferring to your gradebook in Canvas, email your instructor. Usually it transfers within about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go back to Canvas. I'm going to go back to Modules. And I'm going to look at the Chapter 1 homework. So again, what I will do is click on the Chapter 1 homework link. I'm already registered and signed up for Cengage, so every time I do this now, it should take me directly to the page where I can click now on the Chapter 1 homework. Again, sometimes it takes a moment, especially in the evening at busy hours. Click on Enter Cengage now and Start Assignment. And you will see now the exercises that have been assigned in Chapter 1 are showing up. So I will go through and complete them one at a time. Now what's different about the actual homework is that you do get 5 check my works. You get 5 tries at each one of the assignments. So I'm going to show you now how that works. Some of them are just drop down. For example, this first exercise, you're selecting whether it's service, retail, or manufacturing. So you'll be reading in your textbook about what qualifies it for that. In fact, if you click on the ebook, that will take you directly to that reading area. Okay, so I'm just going to select some. I'm just going to pick randomly. Obviously, you'd want to put some thought into it. And again, you can always go back to the ebook link. It's in Objective 1 to read about service, retail, and manufacturing. Okay, so I'm just going to answer a bunch of them. Again, you'll want to take time to read through them. Now, as I said, with homework only, you get 5 check my works. So I've answered them. Oh, need to answer one more question. I've answered all my questions. I'm going to do a check my work. Okay, as you can see, I didn't do very well on this because I was just randomly doing it. But the items in red means that's incorrect. The items in green are correct. So I have 4 more check my works. So I can go through and I can change any of these. Let's say I decide that should be manufacturing, that should be manufacturing. I would go through and I would change all the ones that have red check marks, okay? And then I can use another check my work, okay? And I still do have some incorrect. Again, I would want to change all of them that had red check marks to what I feel is the correct answer, and before I use another check my work, okay? So you continue going on until you get them all correct. And when you get them all correct, you will also see that this will be a solid green circle with a check mark in it. Okay. Or you've used up all your check my works, and you'll have to take the score as is for that one. Okay. Now I will go on to the second exercise as assigned. And again, I would answer it. This one happens to be a multiple choice. And I get 5 more check my works. So I get 5 check my works at each exercise and problem that I do. Okay, A was wrong. I think the answer is B. That is correct. Notice it does give me a green circle with a white check mark, so I know that one's all done. And I didn't need my other check my works. Okay. Again, exercise 3, some drop downs, so you're select. And then again, you get 5 more check my works. Now, there are some that are fill in, okay? For example, I'm looking at problem 1-1A. Some of them you're going to be filling in amounts. So, for example, let's say that I believe 10,000 should go here. So I will type in 10,000, and notice that I do type it in without the zeros. And let's say that I think 10,000 should go here. Now, I'll tell you this is completely wrong, but I'm just using this as an illustration. So again, I typed it in without commas, but it puts those in. Now, when I've filled out everything I need to here on this exercise, or in this case problem, I will use a check my work. And again, it will tell me anything that is correct or incorrect. So sometimes you're entering in number answers, and of course those are going to be a little bit more difficult than just the drop downs or multiple choice. Okay. Also, sometimes you're going to have some blank sheets. Okay. Now, when you have a blank sheet and it needs more than one blank sheet, for example, this one you're going to do an income statement, a statement of stockholders' equity, a balance sheet, and a final question, then it puts all of these on separate tabs. Now, right now, the only tab that's open is the instructions. So here's the instructions with some account balances, and it tells me to prepare the income statement, the statement of stockholders' equity, and the balance sheet. Now, notice again up here, if I'm having troubles, there's a direct link to take me to that information in my ebook. Also, this one has, besides my videos, this one has a Show Me How video that you can watch regarding how to do this problem. So keep in mind that you have resources here in Cengage that you can use. All of these Show Me How videos, by the way, are closed caption. Now, to open up the others, you could click on them, and they open up. There's the account labels that I can use. Those are the titles. Here's a form for the income statement. Here's the form for the statement of stockholders' equity. Here's the form for the balance sheet. And final question. So do you see when they're in the dark blue? That means they're all open. Now, they're kind of just opened on top of each other. You can go back and forth between them. Or what I recommend that you do is format them in a format that's easy for you to read. See these three lines over here? Okay, if I click on those three lines, I can put them so they're all one below each other. So yeah, you have to scroll down through them, but it puts it all as one big, long problem. And I personally like that, although when you're finished, you can close them up. Okay, so the blank forms are the hardest because they're blank. Notice that it says labels, label. Okay, sometimes it's going to say, when I click on it, account. So that helps me out. Okay, so notice that below the instructions, here's the list of accounts that I could use. Here's the list of labels that I'm going to need. Okay, and here's amount descriptions. So this helps me know the exact wording. In fact, I can copy and paste it. So for example, here I'm missing the label on my income statement. That should be for the year or month ended. In this case, it will be for the year ended. So I'm just going to copy and paste that label. You can, of course, type it in, but that way it goes in exactly like it should be. Okay. Now notice when I click on row 1, it says account. My income statement should begin with fees. So let me go to my account titles here, and notice that I do have a fees earned. So I have to make sure that I use not just fees, but fees earned. Again, I copied and pasted it, but you can also type it out. Now notice that this one says label here on row 2. So it's got to be one of these labels. Next, I'm going to be listing my expenses. So the label it must be expenses. Now, typically it's best to list your expenses from high to low. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me look at my accounts. Anything with the word expense after it, so miscellaneous expense, rent expense, supplies expense, utility expense, and wages expense is going to be an expense on the income statement. Okay, it looks like wages expense is the highest, so I'm going to copy and paste that title, and it's $870. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste in here wages expense and fill in $870 Again, it will put any commas, dollar signs. In this case, it put in 2 decimal points. Now, it looks like the next highest expense is rent. Now, again, I could copy and paste it, but I want to show you something. If I do decide to type it out, it jumped on me. If I do decide to type it out, and for example, I misspell something, it's going to put it in red. Okay, so that's not how I spell expense. So again, if it's not matching up with any of the accounts given, it's going to put it in red. Okay. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right account. It's just not matching up with any accounts given. Okay, and again, I typed in the $75,000 without any commas or decimal places. So you continue on in this format and complete the other financial statements and the final questions. Now, at any point, you can save and exit. That will save your work that you've done to date so you don't lose anything. Now, wait until you're completely done before you use up, because you only have 5 check my works. So make sure you're completely done. So I'm going to hit check my work. Let's assume I am all done with this problem. And notice that it does put green check marks. I'm on the right track. And it tells me how many points I've completed out of 18. Okay, but again, don't use a check my work until you're done with the entire problem. Okay, after I have completed all 15 of the exercises and problems, again, the submit for grading is just used one time. So let's assume I completed all 15 of these. I'm going to hit the submit for grading. It's going to warn me I can only do this one time. I can't go back in it and work on it anymore. So I'm going to hit my submit for grading. And it tells me I got 15.99% on this take. Now, if there were still some that I didn't get correct, or you just want to go back and look at it, notice over here it says view my results. It will come back up what you saw before. It shows me the ones I got correct and the ones I got wrong. However, now if I scroll down below it, it will show me the correct answer. Okay. Now you do have to look at each exercise or problem individually. So let's look at exercise 1-2. I did get that one correct. Let's look at problem 1-2A. Again, I'm going to have to open up the tabs. So I'm going to click on the tabs, and I'm going to click over here on the 3 bars to put them in a line. So it does show me in red what I missed, and then below it, again, it shows the correct answer, okay, for each of them. Okay, so that's how you can go back. You can immediately go back and view anything that you missed. Now, I want to talk about the tabs again at the top. Remember, I mentioned there's an assignments tab. Okay, any assignments that are open and not completed will show up. Now, if you want to go back in later, so this is important here. I know the video is getting kind of long, but important information here. If I want to go back and look at Chapter 1 homework later, let's say to study and see what I missed, the best way is to look at the Gradebook tab, click on it. Okay, now because I'm in instructor mode, it doesn't show up. But what would happen is it would have a grade showing right here, like my 15.99%, although hopefully it used to show 100%. It would have a grade right here under Chapter 1. I could click on that grade, and that would bring the assignment back up. Or another way is you can go to the Assignments tab. Now, again, I'm in instructor mode. But once you've submitted a Chapter 1, it's going to be hidden. So you're going to have to select up here in student mode. And let me see if I can, no, it won't let me click to that. But it will say show all assignments. That's another way to see it as well. Okay, so I hope that helped you out in navigating around Cengage. Please let me know or let your instructor know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.